Today I'm recording acoustic guitar parts for a new backing track, which I'm going to use when I make more videos about electric guitars and pedals. You may have seen some of those already on my channel.
I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's conceding to to some sort of popular taste. I think it's a bad thing. I think he's prostituting himself.
Don't worry, I do intend to keep the ratio 2:1 in favour of acoustic guitars, but I do love a bit of electric now and then. For this backing track, I'm looking to create a cloud, sort of orchestral texture of acoustic guitars. And one of the ways that I'm going to do this is by
layering different sounds on top of each other.
I've found that when I use this approach, it's best to keep everything as simple as possible to begin with. So, to start off with, I'm only using one microphone. These aren't going to be stereo recordings, it's entirely mono. I think when it comes to strumming, if you can't get a good sound with one mic, then you're unlikely to be able to do the job with two. So, a real stripped back approach in that regard. These tracks are all going to be strummed. I've got a 0.6mm Master 8 plectrum here, made in Japan. I really like these. The guitar I'm using is my Costal MDW signature model. Now, obviously this is a concert-grade fingerstyle instrument, but that doesn't mean that you can't take a pick to it now and then. Seriously though, this approach of keeping it simple doesn't just apply to kit and equipment. It's also running through the choices that we make in building up these layers. So to start with, I'm going to be using very simple chords indeed. We're going to move between A major and E minor. Back and forth between those two chords with a little turnaround at the end, which is just going to be D, A, and back to the E minor. Simple. That said, when it comes to strumming an A major chord, I tend to use this fingering and I let the first and second strings ring out as well. So I've got everything ready, guitar, pick, mic. Now I just need to get my headphones on so I can listen to the click track. Okay. I'm now going to play exactly the same thing again, and I'm going to put the first performance in this ear for you and the second one in that ear as I play along. The process that we've just used is known as doubling. So we've recorded the same thing twice, but if you listen back, there's a lovely, slightly phasey, time-bending effect because the takes aren't exactly in time with one another. So you get this slightly cloudy, woozy thing. I think it's lovely. Now, when I was coming up as an engineer, I remember people saying that you could record one track of acoustic guitar and then cut and paste that so you had two and slightly shift the second one and get the same effect. No, it's horrible. First of all, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like a natural performance. And second, it's a really lazy approach. So when it comes to any sort of textures, I always record a separate take, and I suggest you do too.
This sound man's job is to judge the quality of sound coming from the various microphones and to maintain the proper level between sound and picture at all times.
These doubled tracks give us a great foundation to build upon. But what to add next? Well, I'd like to hear more going on in the top end. And in order to do that, well, we could get clever with some caged system ideas. So we're going from A major to E minor. We could do the A major using the C shape of A here. But if I take my fourth finger off and we use the open A, giving us this. Yeah, okay. And an E minor shape, just 2 frets down with the open 6th string as well. Yeah, it's not awful. Let's have a look. But I'm missing that sense of open strings, of air moving. Well, what can we do about that? Another approach at this point might be to try a 12-string guitar. They are fantastic for strumming. They've got all that shimmery stuff going on at the top. They can be a little bit difficult to play, tough on the left hand though. And not everyone has a 12-string, but that needn't stop you accessing those textures. In fact, sometimes you don't even need the guitar. You can get away with just the strings. So in yet another moment of absolute sacrilege here on my channel, I'm going to open up this pack of Elixir 10 to 47. These are the 8020 bronze Nano Web acoustic guitar strings. And let's see, I've got 10 for the first string, 14 for the second string, a 9 for the third string, 12 for the fourth, 18 for the fifth, 27 for the sixth. These are all the octave strings. That's right, I am literally going to string this guitar with the jangly end of a set of 12 strings. Right, we're done. What we have here is commonly known as a high-strung guitar. This is not the same as Nashville tuning where the wound G is kept on. Instead, what we have is really beautiful shimmery texture. Here we go. Same chord sequence. Ooh, and the E minor. Okay, I'll get my headphones on and we can track that too. And let's double that. We could still revisit those cage system chords that we looked at earlier on, maybe with a combination of fretted and open strings. So for the A we might have something like this. And for the E minor, I'm tempted to put this D here, make it an E minor 7th, so the D on the third string. Oh, that's quite tasty. Let's see what we get. Well, that gave me a lot of texture to work with, and here is a snippet of the finished backing track. All vocals and guitars by me, drums by Mr. Dan Weston. I thought it best to get in a professional for that. Thank you very much, Dan. If you found this video interesting, entertaining or informative, please do subscribe to support my channel. I'll see you next time. Until then, stay tuned.